Okay, Dom.
Okay,
That
Dom.
was a lot of pressure.
Hey, Dom.
Hey, you did better than me because I
Hey.
usually just pick random songs I ain't never heard of.
Hey, Dom.
I went through the library, but
Hey,
it was a
man.
lot of pressure.
Dom.
Hey, you just have to think real quick. That's why I don't put no thought into it.
Dom had me about to hop up off this couch, man. I'm about to hop up off the couch.
Davell started swag surfing and
Boy,
everything.
I went through all kind of phases over here.
Man, it's been a minute, y'all.
It's been a long minute.
It's been a long minute. We don't got our partner in crime, Peanut, here, but we gonna hold it down for him. Man, nah, it's been like what, a month?
Maybe.
I think it's been a month since the last time we recorded.
Yeah, that was episode 60. We took a break. It was a planned break.
Nah, because we tried to record like 4 times. We tried to record. Nah, I'm not gonna say 4 times, but we did try to record like 2 times in between there, and things just wasn't going in our favor. So
No pod November.
No pod November.
Here we are in November though.
No, you mean no pod October. But we back with another one.
We only put out good quality. That's why.
That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah, we only put out good quality content for you all. So we back. We back episode 61, right?
61.
61. Back with another one. Man, we got a lot to catch up on. There's a lot of stuff that we missed. But before that, let me go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Young Knights, aka Nike 2AB.
My name is Kai Diamond.
My name is.
Hi, my name is Kai Diamond. Whatever.
Okay. Young Veil, Chin Strap Veil. Actually, I'm Chin Strap Veil now. I should start with that. Let me start over.
Okay, go ahead. Start over.
Hey, it's Chin Strap Veil.
Hey, Chin Strap in the building.
So, Davell, are you, it's getting cold out.
Yeah, it is.
So, do you have like...
Sweater guy Veil.
Right.
Yeah.
So, when it's cold, you got to find like the boo for the winter.
Mm-hmm.
Are you prepared for the weather?
Everybody knows when it's about September. September is when everybody really start to look, put them feelers out, like, okay, somebody got to get locked down.
Gotcha.
Someone got to get. That's when you start. Is September. Usually September. I mean, August. No, we not in August. September is when you start putting the feelers out. Like, let's see what we got going on here. When it gets to November, you kind of in scramble mode a little bit.
Okay.
You a little in scramble mode because everybody else, they got theirs locked down. They got it locked down, and see, now you wondering why these people not texting back.
That's what it is.
Because they locked down.
Just for the holidays.
And you're too late. And you're way too late. And you know you're too late. So it ain't your fault. It's nobody's fault but you. Yours. So with that being said, I'm wishing everybody a happy a cuddly, happy winter. I feel like it's gonna get a little cold in December. I feel like we gotta be ready for that. And you know what? What go good with cuddling in December?
What's that?
Casamigos.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm done with Casamigos. Yeah. I'm done with alcohol, period.
Yeah.
But Casamigos, I think.
Make it festive. Make like the little decorative Christmas ornaments things. Maybe fill them with Casamigos. Maybe drink. I don't know. I'm not the holiday person. See, I'm just throwing things out there. But have fun with it.
I feel like Christmas time, you kind of want like a henny colada.
Oh
going.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Man, Christmas. I like me some coquito. During the holidays. Coquito.
Yeah.
Have you had that? I'm gonna have to make you that. It's a Puerto Rican eggnog.
Oh, I never had eggnog. Period. Puerto Rican or American.
Eggnog is not that great, but Puerto Rican eggnog is fire.
Ain't eggnog like egg and milk?
I don't know. I ain't never tried
regular one. Like that?
I think so. It's something like that though.
Yeah, I'll pass.
But the coquito gets you on the florito.
Yeah, I like that.
Papicito.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make you some.
I'm down for that because it's basically Christmas time. They really skip though.
It's Christmas time again.
So what time do you guys put up your trees?
After Thanksgiving.
Oh no, you're crazy. That's way too late.
Yeah.
No,
That is
that's
late.
not
Way
too
too
late.
late.
You're supposed to
November 1st.
November 1st.
No, that's not the rules.
That is the rule.
Kinda
That is not the
It wasn't the rule, but it kind of just became.
No,
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
the
the
rule.
Became the
rule.
rule.
Nah, black people just can't wait to put their tree up. That's what that is.
Once Halloween is up,
Yeah, it's
it's Christmas
Christmas.
season.
Nah.
Christmas now.
Nah.
And then
Mariah
you-
Carey ain't even thawed out yet. Come on.
But no, because think about it. We call it the holidays. I'm dead. Mariah Carey ain't even thought out. It's the holidays. So Thanksgiving is a part of the holidays. So your tree got to be up during Thanksgiving.
No, you supposed to be decorating in the fall decor,
It's
and
No, I
then
skipped all
winter is
Delete all
December.
that sheet,
it's Christmas time with a little Thanksgiving break in between.
basically.
That's kind of how it is, but because we don't really acknowledge Thanksgiving, but no, you're not supposed to put the tree up after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, no, November 1st. And when your tree come down?
Shoot, after January.
Yeah, mine stay up. Honestly, my birthday February 1st. It might come down in February.
See,
You be putting too much work into it, so you be like, nah, this thing got to stay up
That
a little
tree's
longer.
staying there.
see, I don't even put up a tree, but if I did, that thing's staying up until the next Christmas.
Oh hell nah.
It ain't
So you gonna
It
have a
ain't- it
seasonal
ain't
tree?
coming
You just
down.
gonna decorate it different seasons?
It ain't gonna
Spring?
be
You gonna have a
The most I'll do is change
St.
the very-
Patrick's Days?
The most I'll do is change the very top for whatever season it is. I'll take the star off, put the little leprechaun up there. Like, okay, happy St. Patty's Day, y'all.
You childish.
That's too much work.
Christmas
for me,
is a
but
great time. Like, this is my favorite time of the year, though.
It is. It is.
It
a good
is.
time.
It's the brokest time of the year for me too. 'Cause,
I'm dead.
you know, everything. It seemed like all your bills just be piling up right at the end of the year, and then you have to go Christmas shopping, and then boom, next year hit HOA fees and all that other stuff, homeowner shit.
Oh,
It just goes into a lot.
That's she's talking a different language right now.
yeah, that was a little flex.
Yeah.
That was a little flex she got in there.
Homeowner shit. You heard
Yeah.
that?
I was like HOE. I was like hoes. The hoes is coming.
HOA. Did I say HOA? I mean HOA.
I just heard.
You spending
HOE.
money on HOA. He's spending money on HOEs.
Yeah, Nike told me to get the HOE, so I'm gonna do what she told me. Like she been counseling on me. She been leading me, y'all.
Yeah. Spend that money on them HOEs. Don't get cuffed up for the holiday season.
Oh,
Message.
Shout out to the HOEs.
No, hate it here.
Shout out to the HOEs.
Hate it.
Hate it here.
Hey,
That's
My
what,
mic sound nasty.
your mic sound nasty?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but it's cool.
yeah.
You don't sound that
Man,
bad.
We can keep it rocking.
You don't sound
Okay,
bad to
okay.
me.
It sounds a little better now.
Okay.
HOEs get all the love from me.
From DAVELL.
I mean, because really, when you break down the origin of HOE, it really came from home.
Shut up. What?
Yeah,
What?
it came from home. Like
How? Break
home-
it down for us.
So home is where the heart is, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Heart starts with H, right?
Mm-hmm.
So without a home, when you take the M out of home, when you take the man out of the home, you get a hoe.
No.
I thought I had something there for a second.
I knew as soon as you
thought-
said that, I knew where you were going.
I got a better flip. When you take the me out of home, there's a hoe.
Okay, that worked.
Yeah, I don't know what you did there, but it's okay.
Listen, man.
He tried to
Thought
make
that
it
Charlie
work.
clips it, you know?
Yeah.
He thought he had something. You know, Davell always has that one. Every once in a while, he think he have a message.
I be having messages. Y'all just don't be
Yeah,
receiving them. Check your service.
I'm
Message.
dead. Let's rewind it back a little bit, though. Did y'all celebrate Halloween? We jumped right into Christmas like people usually do, but did y'all do anything for Halloween? Did anybody dress
We
up?
was all outside the weekend of
Oh,
Halloween.
that was homecoming weekend. We were.
We were outside.
Me and Davell came back sick. Had to be. So we was outside too much.
Two outside.
Davell went out. You dressed up and everything, right?
Well, I was going. Yeah. So I had actually, cause I hadn't dressed up for Halloween in a minute. So, I decided this year I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get active. I mean, I feel like the streets deserved it. So
They needed that bell.
yeah. So I had two costumes ready to go.
Ready.
You know what they was?
Outside.
One was Max from a Goofy movie.
Hey.
Swag.
I can see that.
The other one was a classic, Michael Jackson. Like it's because
Mike Bell.
That one was funny.
yeah, man. I even had the wig, man.
Michael Belly.
sh-
That's what you should have told everybody.
Man,
Michael Belly.
Yeah, shout out to Don. She actually suggested the wig too for the Max outfit actually, and I was like, oh shoot, it's kind of what I'm like, so yeah, man, I had the wig. It was laid. It was juicy. It was real juicy.
not the hair was
Yeah,
laid.
yeah. I kept. I don't know why. As soon as I put the wig on, I started doing this a lot. Like I ain't never done that in my life, but all of a sudden I was acting different. I don't know what to say. But yeah, man. You know, what y'all do? Y'all do anything? Y'all dress up? Anything?
I didn't dress up. I did stay in Oklahoma that whole weekend though, so I went to Stillwater. I was on campus, did a little tailgating. I didn't go out though. That's how I knew I was old, because as I was at the tailgate, everyone's like, "Oh, you're going to the bars tonight? We're going to the bars like old time," and I'm like, "Yeah, no." Especially that hotel was in OKC. I was like,
Oh yeah.
I am going back home. So I did go to Fuzzy's. Stayed in Fuzzy's for a minute, and then we ended up going back to OKC and then coming back to Dallas on Sunday, Halloween day. But I didn't really do anything on Halloween. So
Yeah, it's weird now that you're older. I mean, you really Halloween for us now is basically just another reason to go out to the club. Honestly, it ain't like what it used to be.
in case you needed another one.
Like in case you needed one. We didn't really need one. It was just this just gives us another theme. Like, oh, you was gonna go out anyway, but here's a theme also.
Yeah, it gives you an outfit already. Because
You do.
you ain't got to wear your daily Fashion Nova fit.
Yeah, true.
You got to wear a costume. You got to be a little bit more creative.
Yeah.
But also, it gives you an opportunity to not dress up as much.
True.
Like, if you don't want to wear makeup, it don't go with my costume.
Yeah, you can
You know?
really
If you want to be Kanye and you got a holy shirt on and a mask, like,
everything is
it's
acceptable.
a costume.
Everything is acceptable.
So you can be a bum for Halloween.
You can wear a red hat
You could.
and it works.
And you can
and
say
be a Republican.
yeah, be saying I'm a Republican.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't suggest it.
Yeah, me neither, but
Nah,
I'm just
Kanye
saying,
might, but
there's no limits,
Hey, Kanye can do what he want to do, man.
apparently.
Kanye might, but yeah. Nah, I didn't do too much. After I drove back from Stillwater, Saturday morning. I don't think what I did. Oh, I think I went like looking for Christmas stuff. I started my Christmas shopping, so I had finished that up. Yeah, it was a quick little trip to OKC and back.
Only rich people Christmas shop in November.
Nah, that's
a fact.
that is not a
fact.
That's a fact.
It's talking about being frugal because you're spacing out who you getting presents for each paycheck. So I'm actually being smart.
But that means you getting like good gifts.
I'm getting out okay gifts. I wouldn't say
'Cause you
good
know-
gifts.
When you wait till the last minute, you get bad.
You go in
gifts.
Target and you just go to the $5 section and try to find something that fit everybody.
Yeah, see, I don't like stressing like that. I like to have time to think about what I'm getting.
First of all,
going.
everybody every year will always need some Dove soap.
I hate that.
They
I
got
hate
little
that.
box kits.
You didn't put no thought into it if you get me that, man.
What if they give you a nice card with it too? Like
Nah. That means you didn't give it no thought. You waited last minute.
Yeah, of course. But no, I like picking out Christmas gifts. So that is something last year I decided to do gifts. I don't know about this year, but I do think it's fun, like trying to find something that the person would like. Like you literally try to think about what they would like. I do enjoy that. I do.
nice. That's nice. I like that.
When y'all was in college, did y'all do like? Well, I know Davell probably didn't, but did y'all do like a Dirty Santa or like a Secret Santa with your roommates?
Actually, I should have, but I just got everybody gifts, so we didn't do like the one gift thing.
I did like at work and stuff like that. You know, with your coworkers
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, I used to do that when I was in college with my roommates.
That is cool.
Mo and
Though.
Shepherd. We used to do it all every year.
That's cute. Yeah, we put up a tree like our last year, and we had like gifts under it and stuff in college. But do you guys do Friendsgivings? Any Friendsgivings coming up?
Nah. I don't, have I ever been to a Friendsgiving? I don't even think I've ever been to a Friendsgiving, honestly.
Friendsgiving is fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. You see, I like all that stuff. I guess the older I get, man, I appreciate those things. You know, it's nice to everybody get together and just you feel the feels. I be feeling the feels a little bit now that I'm getting older. I be feeling the feels.
I think like Friendsgivings and stuff like that. That's just a good time, like to get reacquainted with it. Well, not reacquainted, but just to see everybody again.
For sure.
Especially like now that we're older and we pass like that wedding season peak. when you was at weddings like every 6 months or something like that, it's just good to have like those friendsgivings and stuff like that, or Secret Santa or whatever, just to reconnect with everybody.
I agree.
So y'all ready to hop into it?
Let's do it.
All right, where we
Hop
starting?
into
Because
it.
it's a
Let's do
lot of ish that started. Well, this past week alone has been a lot going on, right? We got Kanye, we got Travis Scott, just a lot of different things. So I mean, where y'all want to start? Y'all want to start with?
Let's do Astroworld.
All right, let's talk Astroworld. Fill us in, Don.
Well, Travis Scott had his annual Astroworld, I want to call it festival in Houston. Is this the fourth one?
I think it's
3. I don't know though. I don't know, but this is not the first one. Let's just say that. 50,000 people in attendance. That's a lot of people.
A lot.
That's a lot of people. Tickets sold out in, I think, 24 or 48 hours. So full to capacity. I was told for 50,000 people, there was only 300 police officers. So, yeah. So what we seen on the internet was people being trampled, people getting stomped over, people passed out, 8 people died, several hundreds of people were injured and sent to the hospital. Pretty much chaos.
Yeah.
Pretty much chaos. And extremely scary. No one goes to a concert thinking they're not going to survive, thinking that's their last day.
Yeah, and they were saying somebody was sticking people with needles and stuff like that, and causing people to pass out.
And all that goes into security, because where it was baggage check, like...
Well, I don't think they usually have like people getting patted down and stuff like for events like that outside.
Interesting. The last concert I went to here in Dallas, it was an outside concert. We did get pat down, but maybe 50,000 people.
Yeah, that's a lot of patting down.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But yeah, I know they were saying like people was getting injected with like fentanyl.
Oh, that's
stuff
crazy.
like that.
Yeah,
and that's what was causing people like to pass out and you know.
Yeah, and they were saying this isn't the first time either. They were saying that at other ones, like they caught like people doing the same thing, where they were saying that they felt a little
prick
or whatever, and passed out and stuff like that. So
that is extremely scary, and that's sick.
Yeah, that's why I don't mess with like outside standing only concerts and indoors. I don't mess with stuff like that just because that's always been like a fear of mine. Is like, you know, they push you all the way to the front, you can't get out, can't escape, and if something was to pop off and happen, how would you get out? Like that's why I don't do like large crowd events like that where it's standing room only.
So who is at fault in this?
I would say essentially it's Travis Scott's name is plastered all over it, so he is at some fault. However, also that would be Live Nation, the arena, the city of Houston, because it's their police department that I'm pretty sure is out there. Yeah. Well, there's a couple people at fault. Some would say Drake, because apparently the rushing to the front of the stage was when he was a surprise guest. And I know that's a lot to take in, because there's people that he's been popping out on people's stories all summer, and all fall. And people have surprise guests all the time. Like, it's a shock value. And so I don't want to put that blame on Drake. But also, if you're performing and you're on that stage and you see something, I think you should stop the show.
Yeah, and I think that's where I felt like the line was drawn is because I seen some videos like after it happened. You know, of course, I went to Twitter to see like what was going on. You know, for the sake of the pod, so we can talk about it. And I seen a video where Travis Scott was literally like in a trance rapping while they were taking a man unconscious out, and he was just steady going versus just stopping the show. And you know, and I also seen like a whole bunch of videos of like people like screaming, telling them, and even rushing the stage like stop the show. There's people out there dying, and nobody was doing anything.
I did see one video where Travis Scott was saying like, "Hey," he was pointing out like, "Hey, that person passed out. Security, get him. Like, do something." I saw one video like that. But so one thing that I'm trying to wrap my mind around is the like the people getting trampled and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
How do you, as a person, trample over somebody?
Well, when you think about it, 50,000 people, right? If you in the front, wherever you're at, right, and people are pushing and shoving to get to the front, and you trip, there's no way you can not I mean, if people pushing, you can't do anything. Like they said that people could have their hands in the air and they could barely breathe. They couldn't move. They said they had their hands at the side and they couldn't move. Like you just was going wherever they were going.
Yeah, and I now that you say that, I know that feeling too. I've been in like crowds like that where it was like when everybody's pushing, there's nothing. There's literally nothing you can do.
So if you fall, it's a wrap.
Like so, you're going wherever the crowd is going,
right?
And so you get knocked off balance, so you're gonna step and do all that. So
think about it. You would be putting your life at risk if you was to reach down to try to help somebody get up. Yeah, because you don't have that much
the force.
Yeah, you don't have move to wiggle, and then them trying to pull up on you, it's just a wrap. So you couldn't even save anybody if you wanted to in that type of situation.
Yeah, it's really just unfortunate. They did say Travis Scott was gonna pay for all the funerals, and he said he was supposed to be refunding everybody their money. And
yeah, I think Roddy Ricch even said he put a statement saying that he'd pay for everything too.
He said that he will use his the net spend that he received from performing at Astroworld to go to any of the families.
Yeah.
So basically, just giving back what he made from the show, which I think was honorable of him.
Oh yeah.
It was really dope. I haven't seen Drake say anything, which I don't really know. So I didn't watch any of the videos. I don't like seeing stuff like that. I could just read it and imagine. I don't need to see it. So yeah, I don't know. I think that it's very, very unfortunate. Someone asked, do we think this is the end of Astroworld? I say no.
Yeah.
There would definitely, I don't want to say definitely, but I think there would definitely be another one next year. I think that is their time to improve on heightened security. Like it's going to be extremely strict.
Yeah.
It may be maybe 1 day kind of thing, because it was a 2-day thing before.
No, I definitely agree. I agree that it'll be another one, and it'll be like
yeah.
There's a lot of people that's trying to get Travis Scott canceled, and it's like, I don't believe in cancel culture, but we gotta get him out of here. Like it's a lot of that going on, like petitions and everything going around.
People are always
trying to get people canceled. I don't believe in cancel culture. And I don't necessarily think that he should be canceled.
I don't think so either.
No one wanted that to happen. No one expected that to happen. Is there other things that could have probably happened during the show to prevent some of that? Yes, but also we just look at Travis Scott as the one at fault, but who was his team to run out on stage and say, who was the DJ to stop? Like, if there's no music, he can't rap to it. Who was the sound people to turn on all the, cut off all the mics?
But still, as the headliner, the coordinator of the show, whatever, he should have stopped it. I don't know. If y'all would have seen the video that I seen of him rapping while they was taking out the body, that shit looked really, really demonic. Like, it looked like, it almost looked like, just that clip looked like it was some type of ritual or something going on. Like how he would just stand there rocking back and forth rapping, and he was looking at this unconscious body being taken out. Like, that shit is weird. It was weird. Like,
yeah, I didn't see that one. The one I saw was the one where he was like, he did stop everything. Like he stopped.
Yeah, that was like after they done took a whole bunch of bodies out though.
Cause he was like, hey, that girl over there is passed out. Like, security, what are y'all doing? Do something. Like he was like, do something right now. Like,
I didn't see any video, so I don't know.
Yeah,
like I don't know any perceptions, but
yeah, it didn't look right. I'm saying, like. And I know we kind of was talking about this when we went to brunch on Sunday, with Peanut, and he was like, yeah, it kind of looked like it was like a demonic scene, like a spiritual, like a ritual or something. I don't know, like, some people would say like some Illuminati shit, right? But it definitely did not. Something wasn't right, and then for something like this to happen, I think they said his last event like this, something similar happened. Where people got killed at one of his events or something like that. So it's like, it's a trend now.
I think what happens is, I think of Travis Scott, he is the first rapper of his kind to kind of have a like punk rock crowd.
Yeah.
Like they do all that raving and mosh pitting and all that stuff. And in hip hop culture, we don't see that at all. Like people nodding their heads to the music, but in a Travis Scott concert, they are literally like make a circle in the middle.
Yeah, it's like a mosh pit.
And there's people going reckless. Like if that's not your thing, I wouldn't even get front row seat. Like because that's going to happen.
And you see that a little bit too, like at Kanye, a little bit at like Kanye concerts and stuff like that.
Yes, definitely. I went to Lil Baby and Lil Durk, and it was a group of kids. It wasn't enough to form a mosh pit, but it was a group of kids that was trying to do that. And I'm gonna.
It's a certain type of vibe some artists have that, you know, elicits that type of turning up and stuff. And it's unfortunate. I mean, like you said, the next one.
There's no jumping, nothing at the next one.
It's gonna be real strict, very, very strict. Like,
did y'all see like his apology?
I didn't watch it. I saw that he posted an apology, but
So first he posted something, obviously just a PR statement, right? And then he, I don't know if he went on live or if he just posted to his story, but you know he was trying to like act like he had like a lot of sympathy and like rubbing his head. It just seemed weird and forced. So it didn't feel genuine at all. I think he should have just left it at the PR statement and just left it at that. People gonna talk regardless, but him putting himself on camera, acting like he was sympathizing with folks and like his head hurt, and it didn't seem sincere at all. So I think that kind of hurt him too. I think that hurt him even more. When put that video.
I think I seen that video, and that's when people was like, "Time to cancel him. Gotta get him out of here." And I think but like a lot of people fall for the pressure of social media. Because honestly, if I was Travis Scott, I would have, like you said, let my PR write the statement, release the statement. I would have logged out of everything and lawyered up and found out how I can send this money and give all the proceeds to whoever needs it go to, and just kind of fade the background a little bit until it clears up. But
that's all you can do. But I think that's the thing with like social media, that artists feel like they have to get out there and show face. You don't have to do that. Like that's only makes it worse.
Also, people need to stop harassing people too, because that goes into another thing where you're harassing people, you're adding them, and you're telling them, you're canceling them, and all this stuff. And I personally just don't believe that. Like, you can say, like, it looked demonic and all that stuff. I just don't believe that that was supposed to happen and that he wanted that to happen.
Nah, I don't think... I always try to see the good in folks. I don't think he wanted that to happen. If he did, he's just an evil person, and, you know, like, that karma will come back to get him. But, yeah, it just seemed off just from the videos. Like, you just... You know, like, you can sense things. From seeing things, you can kind of sense the vibe and everything. It just seemed a little bit off, but you know, I'm hoping that he's a good person and, you know, nothing like that. He didn't have anything planned or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't believe he did, and I also be thinking that these rappers, as we know, be high as hell. Yeah. On drugs. So I just won't. I wouldn't personally put his initial reaction, because I don't know what I would do in that situation.
Yeah, you might just sit there and just
froze, you might just keep the show going and look like the security is handled. I don't know. So prayers to the family though, because it's very very unfortunate.
Big prayers to the family, everybody involved, and you know, even to Travis Scott and all that, because I know he's receiving a lot of different threats and all that. So you know. Only thing cancel culture does is take food out of those artists' families' mouths. So, you know, they trying to provide for their family, their kids and stuff too. So, but we don't think about that. We just think about taking them off the scene and taking money out of their pockets. But everybody's trying to provide for somebody. So, but yeah, prayers to those family. The eight lives that lost. I know one of them was like a 10-year-old kid. So prayers to his family, and prayers to everybody that was injured.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right. Speaking of Travis Scott, Kanye said that Travis is a complete replica of him. I think, is that his exact words?
Well, he said he was a mix of him
and Young Thug, Future.
Future. Kanye. Dang, I'm forgetting it. It was a mix of three people, but
I thought Future was one of them.
No, he said Future is the most influential rapper of the last 10 years.
Do you agree? That was just my segue to get us into the Kanye interview. But do you agree that Future is the most influential rapper?
Future would not have been my first thought.
Okay.
But I love Future, and then.
So okay, when we talk about the influence, we're talking about mainly the sound, right?
I would assume in this scenario he's talking about sound, but
style,
also probably
lifestyle.
style. Yeah, probably it's like I'd say like a mix. I think he was kind of just saying overall, I think he was kind of saying overall, because I mean, what Future came on in what
2012,
2012.
Probably.
13, yeah, 2012, 13.
Yeah, 2012, 2013. Yeah, somewhere.
Turn
around
off the lights.
there. Yeah, and I mean, you think about like, and when did because I could have swore he said something before. When did Young Thug?
2014.
Young Thug was about 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I mean, he also did say that Soulja Boy was
That's true.
He said Soulja Boy was what he said.
He said top
five.
Top five influential. He said Soulja Boy, Future. Who else he said?
He said Soulja Boy was top 5,
I can't remember who else.
and he also said Soulja Boy was the future.
He did say Soulja Boy was the Future.
But
And then he also said, but did you hear that verse?
yeah, he left him off.
He ain't shit for that.
He left him off Donda. So y'all watched the interview.
Yes, definitely.
I need to go watch it again, honestly.
What was y'all like overall initial first reaction to it?
Kanye's funny as hell.
Yeah, that was it for me. That was it. It was just Kanye is funny, and
I want to vote to take the place of the twins and add Kanye as our logo for Gemini.
He's just the symbol for Gemini.
That man was all over the place. Like every question that was asked, he didn't even really answer it in full. And this I understand Kanye. I understand him to the fullest because it's almost, I don't know if it's a Gemini thing, but like our mind runs like 15 different ways when we're thinking stuff. So like when we're trying to formulate like how we're framing a question, we might be thinking that we're answering the question, but something in our mind sparks out of whatever we're saying, and then we start going on a tangent about something else. So that's why I was like, Kanye crazy. This is how my brain think and works. So yeah, that's why I think Kanye should be the new Gemini logo.
So overall, like that was kind of how he was, answering questions. He was, his brain was just. I just feel like his brain is moving really fast. He's thinking about something, and then something else sparks, and he goes on about something else as well. I thought that his answers were very profound
and passionate.
Yes,
yeah.
And very passionate.
He's a little narcissist too.
But I think I think Kanye believes and thinks everything he says is right.
He does.
Yeah.
and you know what? A lot of just not even in this interview, but all the things that Kanye has said, I've understood. Even like the wild stuff, even when he said like slavery was a choice and stuff like that. I feel like I always understood what he was saying. Like I understand that it can come off wrong, and sometimes the way he wants it to come out isn't exactly it. And also I think sometimes it does depend on like who he's talking to and the form, because like him saying, like even with that, like saying slavery was a choice, like you look at what environment he was in and who he's talking to and stuff like that, and then you look at this interview and who he's talking to, and it's some people that he respects and some people that he's being very honest.
Kanye says stuff to stay relevant. He knows that it's brilliant of him, right? But he knows that he can say something to somebody and get a huge arousal out of it from all the social media platforms and different things like that. So he says things, and it might come off wild just because he knows.
Well, I don't think that he's saying it to stay relevant. I think that because I think
not to stay relevant.
Because I think he feels like whatever he says is going to be relevant no matter what.
Agreed.
Like I don't think he's doing it to stay relevant, but I think like he and you notice he said it a lot of times in interviews, like, oh, they're gonna kill me for this and stuff like that.
Kanye talks in clickbait.
That's what I was trying to say. is he says things just because he knows, like, okay, social media is gonna eat this up.
Yeah. But I think that he truly means those things that he's saying. Like,
He does, 100%.
I think he doesn't know that he's doing that. But anytime, like, it's like almost anytime that Kanye's talking, you want to pull your phone out.
Yeah.
Because something is going to be newsworthy. That's
it. And like, there's so many things that he said in this.
But wait, going back to what you just said though, there was a lot of, he kept on saying they're gonna kill me after this, but it wasn't nothing that he said to me that made me question, like, oh, the government's gonna be after him.
No, I think he meant
the
internet.
like the internet.
Oh, okay.
Like cancel.
Like, the internet,
Okay.
Cancel Kanye because he's saying.
But even then, there's nothing that he said that I felt like was cancelable.
That Big Sean, okay, it wasn't cancelable, but I could see the internet killing
Did we just make up our own word?
Cancelable? Mm-hmm. Probably.
Okay.
I don't know.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, and those are the things they're gonna lead with when they talk about this. Is late in the news, they're gonna lead with, oh, what he said about Big Sean, what he said about Just
Talib
Blaze,
Kweli.
Talib Kweli.
Just Blaze.
Yeah, the Just Blaze and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like there was stuff in there that was way more interesting and impactful to me.
What he said about the nannies was hilarious to me.
That was hilarious. That was.
All right, so
that's my fam.
we gotta break this down. Okay, so where we want to start? Do we want to start with the Big Sean?
Let's do Big Sean.
Okay.
I think that was essentially Kanye went on Drink Champs with Nori. If this is our introduction, because we didn't say it, we're talking about the Kanye interview with Nori on Drink Champs. That
NDGEFN.
Yeah,
it's their podcast. I'm just making sure they both get credit.
Okay. Shout out to you. What is? You made me lost my train of thought. Actually.
Yeah. So Kanye went to Drink Champs to have a sit down with DJ EFN and Nori. And pretty much, he just talked about it all. He let it all hang out. And one of the things he said, you want to talk about the Big Sean? Oh, you want to talk about the Big Sean?
Yeah, he said basically Nori had asked him. He was doing a little game at this point. He was saying, like, basically you got to pick the artist, and you're gonna take a shot if you say both or neither, or you can just pick one, like, oh, who's better or whatever. So he said Pusha T and Big Sean, and instead of answering, he actually went and got a
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Why was that R.I.P.? Well, I guess it's
Halloween.
I was like, why is that R.I.P. sign just there?
Yeah, he said he grabbed the little headstone or whatever and was like, when I die, he was like, it should say, I'm here because I signed Big Sean or something like that. Like, basically saying,
and everybody thought it was good, like what he was getting ready to say.
Nori didn't understand what he was saying at first. He was but he was saying basically, like, I think he said I deserve to be here because I signed Big Sean or something like that. Basically saying, like, signing Big Sean was a mistake and I deserve to die, basically, you know what I mean?
That is the most disrespectful thing.
That was very, very disrespectful.
So yes, that's disrespectful. I didn't think it was like, so yes, I thought it was disrespectful. I didn't think it was like hate or anything like that, like no malice. Like, I didn't think he felt like, oh, I hate Big Sean. It more of, to me, felt like he was like, I feel like he's upset. I feel like he's definitely upset with him because, like, and he explained, he said basically that he felt like Big Sean and John Legend was riding with the Democrats and turned against him, who you should have a little more respect for, since, I'm somebody that, brought you in, put you on, got you, up and going and stuff like that. Like, and okay, so on that point right there, I can see what he's saying. So I don't think it's fair to jump on Big Sean and be like, oh, well, you should have. I think he was basically saying, like, because he said Pusha T is a Democrat and everything, and he didn't go up there and be like,
right. If we have a connection, if we're family, if we are good music, and you have an opposing view, you don't have to, I guess, broadcast it to the world.
Yeah,
you could just be like, that's my brother, what he doing is what he doing.
Yeah.
But to go on to the platform and whatever he said about Kanye, I don't know what he said.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure what he said either. But I'm assuming it was in line with what the whole internet was saying at this time about Kanye, because he was wearing the MAGA hat, he was running for president. All this
but
stuff.
also, should Kanye expect someone to be politically correct when he never is?
That's fair.
But that's Kanye being Kanye.
That's fair.
That's just Kanye's personality.
And that's completely fair. That's completely fair.
Yeah.
But as far as the point of like, basically like, in this situation, let's say Kanye is Big Sean's OG in this. So it's basically like, you're not gonna talk bad about your OG, even if you don't agree with it. You're just gonna be like, all right, like you said, you're gonna be like, that's my guy. Whatever he's doing, whatever like that. Instead, I felt like, but in this situation, Kanye's doing something that a lot of black people were upset and hurt by. They're like, why are you riding with Trump and the Republicans? So you can see, so Kanye, instead of looking at it as like, oh, maybe I really hurt them by doing all this, by doing this symbol, wearing this hat, doing all this stuff, and they're reacting off of that. He was looking at it more as like, hey, I put you on, like, not even like I put you on, but like, I helped you out, helped change your life and everything like this. You could at least just not have, He's looking at it more on his point of view instead of maybe Sean's point of view.
For sure. Narcissistic though.
Kanye is narcissistic, and that could be that's a little bit of a Gemini trait as well. Like, you do kind of you feel yourself a lot, and a lot of the things he said.
I don't feel myself like Kanye though. That's different. He on another level. He on a billionaire level.
He's
different.
He's a billionaire. He was talking. I mean,
and everything he's done so far worked very well. So like, when you can prove yourself right, I think it's hard to.
Yeah. So like, and he touched on that a little bit too. And he was saying like, I start saying things and going. They saying I'm having an episode. He's crazy. He's doing all this, but like, what he's doing is where, like, the way Kanye says stuff is very, like y'all said, it's kind of shock value-y. Mm-hmm. Even though I don't think he's doing it for shock value.
Yeah, same. Yep.
It's very shock value-y, but it's shock value-y because it's almost like it reads like a headline. It's so easy to understand. Like, he tells you straight, like, blah, blah, blah. And then you like, dang. Like, that's very, like...
Yeah, the journalists and the media and the bloggers don't have much work to do when it comes to Kanye.
It's just, boom, right there. And you got it. He can say, whatever. He's like, he's like, most people will say they want to be me, not Talib Kweli or whatever, or something like that, but.
Why would you say that? Like, that man is probably somewhere just enjoying his day, drinking coffee.
Because, like, who was comparing Kanye and Talib Kweli?
No, he was still doing that game. He was saying
Common or Talib Kweli.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Nobody compared him. Like, nobody.
Well, he went like. At first, he was talking about how Common and him are not in the same class, but then he was going on to say like, well, Talib say this about me or whatever like this, and blah 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 blah.
He went on a tangent. That's just all that is. Kanye he's funny, man. He's a funny guy.
Yeah. So I mean that game that he was doing, because that's where a lot of these
questions came from.
Yeah, these shock value things that a lot of people gonna focus on is from that game. So it was like, and he
had a lot to say about Drake.
He did have a lot to say about Drake.
The most that I've ever heard him say
about him.
About their beef, I guess.
Yeah.
Essentially. He also said that he loves Drake about 4 times though in that interview. And listening to him talk about Drake, I did not think Kanye was wrong with the Mike Tyson reference about like, I just bit his ear, in the sense of Drake seems petty. Like, he seems like a light-skinned petty brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so essentially he's just saying Drake doing little things that like y'all don't know about. Like, this has to be an industry rap professional thing. Y'all don't see it, but when I hear Sicko Mode at my kid's party and I know that he's talking about my house, or when Ye's poo is big, mine's is just bigger, is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing little things. And he was right, essentially. And I think Nike said this. Like, his address was known to the world already. Like, I didn't do anything that drastic. So I just think that was good. He threw a shot in there. He said he leaked his song that was better than his whole album.
He did say that.
That was good.
He had a lot of bars in this interview. He had a lot of bars.
Yeah, he did. There was something that Nori was counting him too. He was calling him out.
Yeah, one thing that I thought was interesting. He threw a few shots at Kamala. he said, y'all voted.
Oh, he did.
And he said, y'all
haven't seen her since.
And then he
'Cause
said,
we haven't.
he was like, it said 50%.
She looking like Pence.
He was like 50% of black women voted for her. You'd have thought Drake was running. I was like, ooh, that's
That was a bar.
That was hard.
That was hard.
That was hard. But one thing that I thought was interesting that he said was when he started talking about like kind of what's going on in Texas with the abortion laws and stuff like that, where he kind of touched on that, where he basically he is on the side of the Republicans, but the way he was explaining it was a little different, which is why I said it's really interesting when you hear him talk about certain subjects when he's talking to certain people, is you kind of almost get a different understanding of it. So basically what he was saying was, like, basically he's against the abortion law, or he's against abortions, and he basically was kind of like just highlighting things like saying like the Plan B pill was created by a woman that was in the KKK, and you looking at black neighborhoods where they have all these, like Planned Parenthoods and all these like condoms and stuff like that to control population, and then you look at the white neighborhoods and they have fertility clinics and they're trying to boost the population and things like that. So it was just some interesting. And he was basically saying like he wants to build land where he can like just to give like these women like an option.
But okay, let's go back to that his whole reference about abortions and stuff. But to me, this is where, like, for me, I get mixed emotions with Kanye, because I don't know if he's for black people or if he's for I don't know who he's for, right? Because in that scenario, okay, yeah, they got the Planned Parenthoods and all this other stuff, abortion clinics and stuff like that in the black neighborhoods, and then in the white neighborhoods, that's all a population control. Well, we all know that the white race is disappearing. White people they're not mass producing, right? So of course a lot of people are trying to have kids, and they having issues and stuff like fertility clinics. They putting those in their neighborhood. So for me, that was a shade towards black people, and that's why it's so hard, like trying to figure out where Kanye's stance is with us, because he make some strong points.
What do you mean by on that? What do you mean by you think it's a shade to him?
So okay. You said like with the Plan Bs and stuff like that, and the Planned Parenthoods and stuff in the black communities, right? Mm-hmm. Let me see, or abortions. Let's talk about abortions. There's more white people that's getting abortions than black people, right? There's more, like, if we just talk about system stuff, right? There's more white people on food stamps than black people. I don't feel that the reference that he was trying to make there, it was a shot at black people. It wasn't a shot at white people.
Are there more total or more percentage wise? Because I mean, obviously, there's more white people than black people. So
actually, it's more now, but the margin is narrowing.
Yeah,
it's dwindling down.
Yeah, so I would like to see like the percentage, like and I think what he was, I don't think it was a shade at black people. I think it was more just like, we're being almost taken advantage of and we don't know it.
See, okay, and then my issue with Kanye in that situation, because that's what I got from it, Davell, is that like he is saying they are putting these things in our neighborhoods to prevent black people from having kids.
Yeah.
But then you marry a white woman and have kids with her.
Exactly.
That is my problem.
And that's the age-old question that we've been asking. Can you be for black people and not marry black people?
That's what I'm saying. He's not. Kanye is not for black people. Black people is what's going to keep my career rolling.
I think that Kanye is for black people.
How? I think because everything he's been saying has not been for us.
I think
when it comes to like socially and economically.
Well, I think from what I got from it, he wants black people to grow and elevate, and he kind of wants to just challenge the way we think about things. Like he wants us to, and this is just what I was getting from it. Like, for example, he was talking about like, well, like what do we own? Like, what do we own? Like, we own the word nigga and we own braids. So we say they can't wear these hairstyles and they can't say this word, but they own the block or stuff like that. So I think I think he's for black people. I think that he's challenging the way we normally think about things, and certain things. Feel like he feels like he's the person that
Has went through it.
that's went through it and can like infiltrate into these like big white corporations or whatever like that, and then say, hey, like this is what we need to be. This is where we need to be at.
But you have one in a billion people, one out of a billion people that might actually make it to that level. Like when I think, well, was it the TMZ interview where he was saying like, like the slavery was a choice and stuff like that. That's the same thing. He's acting like, like us being broke was a choice. We didn't have the same resources. We still don't have the same resources as white folks. So that's why, again, like, yeah, he tries to frame it to make you think differently, but in all reality, that's not true, because we don't have the same tools and stuff, resources and stuff that white people have. Like, there's stuff that I'm learning being in corporate America, white America right now, about finances and stuff like that, and what you need to save, like who you need to save money for, like opening up different life plans and different things like that. Like, we don't have those tools in black community, so of course we won't be able to become a billionaire overnight like most of these white people. They have the tools. They don't have to get the education, but they have the tools and stuff and the network where they could prosper. We don't have that. Right. We have to go through shit hell and back.
And that's super true. We don't have these resources. We don't know what we don't know. And I feel like that's why he says certain things. Like I feel like that's why he says certain things, because he.
So then I think the issue is with Kanye is he's always saying something and not doing anything.
See that, and then that's very fair.
It'd be different if he drew the blueprint. Okay, so this is how you do this. This is how you do that. He talks about it and it expects us to get there, like
let's compare
overnight.
Him to his boss, Jay-Z, whereas we see Jay-Z become like whatever position he has with the NFL, and now we're seeing so many cultural halftime performances, and he is starting some type of credit line where you can build credit off of Netflix and all these other like bills that the regular average person has. I think that's where Kanye is lacking.
Yeah,
is what are you doing?
And I agree
instead
with
of
that.
just talking all this shit.
And I agree with that. And I think like and I like that you use those two people, Jay-Z and Kanye, because they both are at that level and they both do preach about like elevating black people and stuff like that. But like you said, the difference is I think Kanye is more concerned with his own elevation. So he's not as I feel like it's like me like saying like I want world peace or whatever like that, and like maybe I have some ideas about how we can get to world peace, but what am I actually actively doing? Like, it's like, oh no, I want world peace and stuff like that. I want that.
Exactly.
But Jay-Z is actually making.
And we can't sit here and say like it didn't take Jay-Z a while to get there, because it took Jay-Z a little while to get to where he's at, where he's actually like actively trying to make change in our community.
Yeah, but Kanye is also there.
We're not talking
about someone that's lower than Jay-Z.
I get it.
I think the same.
But I'm just saying, I'm talking growth mindset.
You're talking about like 444.
Yeah, I'm talking about growth mindset, because like, okay, yeah, Jay-Z just became a billionaire a few years ago, right? What has it been, like 4 or 5 years now since Jay-Z became a billionaire? Something like that, right? But I think that the growth mindset, because, there was a long stretch where we felt we were saying the same stuff about Jay-Z, that, like he's not for us because he wasn't doing nothing right for our community. He wasn't showing up to none of our events. He was strictly Grammys, all the white events, right? Met Galas, all that type stuff. Nothing, no BET Awards, no nothing, no nothing, right? We didn't see him doing the police reform stuff and all this other stuff. Maybe he was doing stuff behind closed doors. Yeah. I don't know, but
I believe he was.
We just didn't see a lot, right? And then more recently, within I would say this past 2 years, then that's when he's been talking out with the Black Lives Matter, the police reform stuff, the NFL stuff, all that stuff. So I think that it just has to do with the mindset. Kanye's still childish, and he's looking out for self. He thinks that he's doing a good deed. That's why he seeks validation from the bigs, the Jay-Z's.
And I was going to say, what role does his mental health play in this, though?
Yeah, and so on both of those points, like, this is very Gemini centric, but Geminis are very childlike at heart. We have a very like childlike outlook on life. So
Yeah.
And as well as like the mental health as well. I think that Kanye is just, like I said, I do believe, like, I don't question that he's for black people. Now, if you want to question what is he actively doing for black people, okay, we can go there. But I don't. There's no doubt in my mind that he's for the elevation of black people. I don't have no doubt in my mind of that. And at the same time, like you said, we don't know exactly what's all going behind the scenes. Like a person like from what we see from Kanye, I would imagine that just his priorities is more about him being seen on the level of the people he called out as his peers, like the Elon Musk and people like that. I feel like that's a strong goal for him, and he is looking towards towards like his future kids, like after his kids and stuff like that. Like he's trying to change, his entire like family line.
Yeah.
So, and then it's a lot to ask somebody too, like, like what are you doing for black people as a whole? I mean, that's a lot. Like, not trying to cop him out or anything or give him an excuse, but that is a lot to ask somebody. Like, hey, what are you doing to grow our people?
And I don't think that's like a question that we're asking Kanye. I think it's just the way he says things and makes us feel like we ain't shit because we're not here. You see what I'm saying?
He Kevin Samuels black people.
And I mean,
perfect analogy.
I mean, and that's true. When I hear him talk like that, I don't, and I can see how people can, but I don't get like offended or anything like that or saying like whatever. But I see what y'all are saying, that yes, the way he talks is very condescending, and it's very, he almost has like a God complex a little bit, or maybe a lot of it. But he does at the same time, he does drop gems. He really does drop some gems. And it can be mixed in. It's going to be mixed in with him bigging himself up, talking about how great he is and stuff like that, and being condescending and stuff like that. But there's definitely some knowledge that he definitely does, and some wisdom in there.
No, I absolutely agree that he's very, very knowledgeable. I think that he just needs to work on delivery and how he says certain things.
Yeah, I don't know if I am on that page with y'all about knowledge and gems. I just think he's
narcissist.
No. I don't think anything bad. I think he's just comedic. Like I don't listen to Kanye and be like, oh, that was a good point. I just be like,
no, he made some
some
very
good
strong points.
He made some very,
he's
very
just funny to me. Even if the point was there, he's just funny.
He is funny. Yeah. Kanye is a funny guy. He's definitely funny.
I think that Kanye has a lot of knowledge that he just can't explain. Like his delivery is just off because, like, if he's hanging out with the Elon Musk, and who else he said was his other friend? I forget.
Everybody.
He said no. It was two people, and they was like on opposite sides of the spectrum. It was like Elon Musk and somebody else, but he was like, but they're the same person.
Oh.
I think he was talking about Nikola Tesla, but I think he is dead, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think
so. But either way, you're surrounded by all these billionaires, all these people, that CEOs and stuff of these companies, they work for you, whatever the case may be, right? But with all that knowledge, he just has to say it the right way. Like he can say a lot of gems and stuff like that, but it's just the delivery. He'll say something that might be like, okay, and then he'll say something right after that just diminish everything that he said.
Exactly, and that's why.
That's why
comedy for me.
That's why it doesn't, like, you have to look around the BS. Like, so that's what I was doing. Like when I was watching it, I had to like sweep the BS under the rug and like try to take the good points. And I was like, oh, okay, I see what he was trying to go with that, but he just, his delivery.
Y'all just understand, y'all Gemini brother.
And it might be something about that because like I said, I was literally like, oh my God, this is how I talk to people. Like when I'm answering a question, I will literally, and I caught myself one time actually when I was in this training a couple of weeks back, and they asked me a question and I thought about it, and then I said, okay, I see what he was trying to go with that, but he just, his delivery.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be something about that because like I said, like I was literally like, oh my God, this is how I talk to people. Like when I'm answering a question, I will literally, and I caught myself one time actually when I was in this training a couple of weeks back, and and I was answering the question, but I went on a tangent about something else. So that's why I was able to break down what Kanye was saying and like try to separate the BS from the good, because I know that's how my brain works. So.
Yeah, it's funny. I do the same thing, except for me, I just stop. Like I'll be talking about something and then something else pops in my mind, and I'll just literally stop and I'll just be like, and like I'll lose. Like I was like,
train of thought.
And I'll be like, dang, I was supposed to be talking about something else. And but
yeah, I think I was talking to you about this not too long ago, which is funny. When I was like, there's like 15 different things that's in my mind. So like when I say stuff, it like be coming out all messed up.
Yeah. I do remember that. Not to harp on the Kanye any longer. We can move on to the next topic. But I think that Kanye and Meek Mill have some type of similarity in that, yes, they both want good for the black community. 2, they have been pushed to positions where they are hanging out with rich billionaires and millionaires and white people, but they are trying to educate us while still being uneducated. That is how I feel. I think just because, in a sense of like, you do have the keys and the tools and you're sitting next to all of this power and all that, but you're coming back down to us and then you're like, no, this is what we need to do to get here, when you just got there and you...
Well, that's a good point. That's a good reference.
I think, well, I see the similarity, but it's a little different for me on Kanye's part, because I do feel like Kanye is the type of person, if he does not, and I think that Kanye actually has a good way, even though like we just talking about his delivery and stuff like that, I do think that at the same time he does have a way of making things very simple and easy to understand, even though it can be shock value-y and then there can be other things that go along with it. I do think that he has a very good talent of saying things in a way that it's very easy to understand. Like he can he puts like this image in your head of like, he's talking about this certain concept and then he's saying like, it's like you do this and you do that, and I was like, damn, that makes a lot of sense to me. That makes like perfect sense, honestly.
Can that be wrapped in, and I'm just going off the wing here, but can that be wrapped in like manipulation and like good marketing? Like he just says things that not you literally, but people automatically believe him without any background or having to do the research on what Kanye says, because he is so confident in himself. No one fact checks him. Yeah,
I think also he doesn't, the things that he does harp on, I feel like he doesn't, I don't feel like he harps on anything that he's not, because he'll say like he even said in the interview, he was like, I don't read well. He was like, I don't read, I can't even read well, honestly. And I feel like the things that he focuses on the things that like he actually does, which is why. And yeah. Because the things that he just sits there and talks about is really just how, his ideas on like how, like how he got into the fashion world and like how he did this and like why he feels like these people don't see him a certain way and things like that. Those are the things that like he focuses on. So I don't feel like he just says like a lot of like random things, like just random information and stuff like that. I feel like he focuses on the things that he's actually doing, which is what, and he is confident and he is like, passionate about it. So it is easy to, want to believe that. But that's why I feel like a little bit different on like the Meek Mill and him. I feel that. We could one thing,
there's a lot of stuff that we ain't covered.
One thing he did say that I was wondering what y'all thought about is when he said that he doesn't like when other people call him like a rapper, like when like these people that he.
Because he said rapper is to white people what nigga is.
I can agree to that.
It is. It's just like rapper's a thug. A rapper's a thug.
Or when you hear rapper, it sounds like a lower connotation of like, you know what I mean? Like if a white person is like, oh, the 15-year-old rapper was caught out, and it's like, okay, now you have this image of
it really does.
He is.
So I thought this was very interesting.
Like imagine some person, right, that doesn't know anything about gospel rap,
Yeah.
and you just hear, oh, the old rapper Lecrae, and then someone just has this negative image, doesn't know he's a Christian rapper, nothing. So yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, you picture like basically like your image, like you might picture like a look, like maybe you picture like Lil Durk basically, and that goes for like anybody. You just hear a rapper, that's what you thinking of, somebody that's like sagging their pants and is up there rapping and all this stuff. I just think that's very, very interesting because I mean, a rapper is an artist, and you know, like you could, it's like saying like, oh, this singer, or you know, whatever,
Right.
or whatever. But you say a rapper, and it's like you said,
Negative
automatically.
concept.
And if you think about it, there, when you use the opposite of that, it's always this pop star, this rock star, this country singer, award-winning country, like it's always this, and then it's just rapper.
Yeah,
So, for sure.
thought that was very interesting.
I think they should
he
be
was
like
he was
hip-hop
spot on
artists.
with that. Yeah, he was spot on with that because it's just we went from nigger to thug to rapper.
Athletes, they get it too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
As far as the term urban goes,
yeah.
when you throw urban on anything, it makes it
The ghetto.
It's a little undervalued. So yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Definitely unfortunate. Davell, when you walked in here, it's gonna be a hard right turn, just a hard right segue. You walked in, you said something about Brittany Renner.
Yes, I did. Cause I don't know if y'all saw that clip of her. She was recently on
DJ Academics.
DJ Academics podcast. What's it called? Off the Record, I think. Is what it's called?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's called Off the Record. And she was on there and basically addressing, because we know that she has a son, or is it a son? Yeah, I think it's a son. It's a baby.
She has a kid.
She has a baby with
a kid. No, I'm just kidding.
PJ Washington of the Charlotte Hornets, who's a basketball player, young, who's like probably his second or third year in the league right now. And so she basically kind of addressed all like the negative, because basically the internet is looking at her as a predator and that she took advantage of this young man, and basically they feel like she manipulated him. He got her pregnant, and now they broke up instantly and all these things like that. So she addressed all these rumors and things like that. I thought it was very interesting.
Break it down.
A little
So
more
what's the rumor?
context really quickly though.
Yes.
Because the rumor is she is a predator because she went after this young NBA player before he was drafted.
Yes.
He was in college.
He was in
Right,
college, and
and
she
had
was
a-
like 26 at the time, I think, when she met him.
Right. And had a kid.
Yes.
And he was in love, thought they were getting married and raising their family, and she dipped out as soon as she had the baby. Right?
Yes.
And this is the same woman who put on Twitter or something like how to trap an NBA player.
Yes.
This is the same woman that said she goes to colleges to scout out the next draft pick like she's a scout.
That's crazy.
Yes. She, and after she dipped after the baby, she actually posted something on Instagram, and she was at like some college, and she was like, hide your sons. Like,
So,
obviously that she's playing off of it, but that's just, it's
obviously
a
she's
bad
a predator.
taste. It's a bad taste. So
Sounds
yes.
predatory to me.
So okay, first let's start there then. Let's start there. Do y'all feel like, well, we just got down to answer, but do y'all feel like she is a predator in these situations?
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
she said it. She put it on social media.
Well,
Like,
in the interview she said she's not. She was like, and she posted on Twitter stuff like, "Oh wow, imagine an adult 18-year-old wanting to have sex with me, and I want to have sex with them. Like, oh my God, call Chris Hansen," or something like that. And then on this interview, she basically was like, she kind of reiterated that, like, how can I be at fault or whatever when we are two grown adults? Why? She basically was saying like, why aren't y'all holding the man?
see,
accountable for
because
having
like
sex
if it
with
was if things was in reverse and this was a girl, right, as the victim, then we would have been like, oh, he's a predator, we lock him up for sexual assault charges or whatever. But yeah, she knows what she's doing. She's just doing it for the money and the clout. That's it. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, let me say that I do not have that much sympathy for PJ, so I'm
not at all.
I'm not riding for him, and I'm not on his side.
Yeah.
However, also, she broke it down to an 18-year-old and 26-year-old who are attracted to each other and wanted to have sex, but you wouldn't have been attracted to him if he wasn't about to be in the NBA. And that's just that on that.
Like, you literally are going out there scouting for whoever is the, prime draft pick for the NBA or NFL. So she knows what she's doing.
A sporting agent.
Right.
So, yeah, and she basically was trying to just flip it to him where, like, why are y'all blaming the woman? Why aren't y'all holding the man accountable? All this stuff. So another problem with that whole, like, 18-year-old versus 26-year-old is, first of all, this ain't just some regular 18-year-old and some regular 26-year-old.
Exactly.
You are a well-known figure. Mm-hmm. You're a well-known, basically, you're a celebrity, Instagram model, and he's a college kid. He just came out of high school. He's been seeing you on Instagram. He's looking at you. You are definitely the baddest girl he's ever talked to up to this point. By far. It's not even close.
And status. Not even to mention the status. So you can't say, like, oh, he's a grown person, I'm a grown person, blah, blah. No, it's not the same. Because let's flip it. Let's say the man is, like you said, let's say the man, and it's a celebrity too, a 26-year-old celebrity man that's going to colleges to mess with 18-year-old girls that, of course, what are these 18 girls, but they gonna fangirl over him, they gonna be like, oh my god, it's him, it's whatever, blah, 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 and you can be able to get whatever you want. And then, like, you looking at this young man who, you getting this like, she's a very attractive woman. So you get this super fine woman, it's got the status, and she's interested in you. That's what I'm gonna say. So when she went to this college and went to the game, you thought PJ walked up to her or she walked up to him?
She probably walked up to him.
She made her move.
Yeah, she walked up to him.
So you bagged him because you wanted him, because you knew he was going to the NBA, and whether you did fall in love or you did want it to work and it just didn't work out, we don't know that story. But the way you got him,
right?
And it's just
yeah. And at that age, 18, like, the way, like, as a young man, like, I could see that he definitely, I'm sure he was fully in love. I'm sure he was, like, head over heels in love. He's like, oh, this is, like, he's in love. Like, I just got Brittany Renner. I just came out of high school and I just got Brittany. So I'm sure he was trying to, and because she was basically saying, like, he's the one that wanted to have a kid, and she was basically saying, like, he's the one that, why aren't y'all holding him accountable? He said he's the one that came in me and all this stuff.
He was in love.
I'm like, he's 8, bro. At the time, 18, and y'all been dating for 2 years or whatever before you had the baby, I think. So he's 20 at this point, and he's been dating you. Like, it is predatory. Honestly, it's manipulative, and, like, she can play off of, like, he's the one that wanted to, like, he's the one that came in me, and like,
nah.
Which all those things are still facts.
They are true. So, like you said, I can't be too. I can't feel too bad.
You just
for
can't
PJ
take
Washington.
the pressure off of her.
Yeah, you still can't. She's still wrong. She's still wrong in this for sure, and she can play off of that. Another thing that he said, or academics was saying in the interview, basically, is that, like, she's a side chick, and she was like, he basically was like, you're a side chick, right, or whatever, and because he was trying to explain, like, with the PJ Washington thing, why people think this wrong and stuff like that, and he was like, you're a side chick to everybody else, and she was like, why am I a side chick? Because I'm beautiful? He was like, no. No.
That's not funny.
That's
not
no.
funny.
I died at that part. He's like, because I'm beautiful? He was like, no, because nobody claims you. Like, all these people. She was like, I've never been a side chick. He was like, you wrote a book about it. And
so she has a book. And, okay. I don't really know who this girl is, but I think I've heard about her. So she has a book with a whole bunch of names
celebrities
in it.
And stuff.
Oh, I know now too.
Yeah.
What we're talking about.
She has beef with Joe Budden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was the one the side chick that everybody was talking about that put everybody's business out there.
Yeah.
Like, all these different celebrities.
She was messing with, like, Lil Uzi. And
so then this is where my personal morals come in, right? Mm-hmm. And for PJ,
he should have known better.
It's still at the
I'm
same.
Just saying.
But he's only 18 though. He should have.
You know who she is.
You know who she is, but at the same time, like, he's just thinking, like
he tried to put a hole in me and make a home, and it didn't work out.
And we talked about that. No. We already discussed how the home and me. And
nice way to bring that all back together, Don.
That ain't it.
So he's still like, it's a mess up on him. It's a little like, okay, you tripped up on this one, but at the same time, like I can understand why he kind of like just got lost in it and just he got lost in it. And
I can get that, and I could be totally at fault for what I'm about to say, but I personally believe if you know someone to have a reputation for something, they are not going to change for you.
Nah.
And at the time, he's
wholeheartedly.
And when he met her, though, he's not a celebrity, so she's at a much higher level.
Let's bring this down to our level real quick,
okay,
though, right?
Okay.
If I am talking to someone on our first date, he's really honest and says he's cheated on his last 5 girlfriends, I am exiting stage left.
But now, how many girls actually? Well, okay. A lot of girls might leave if he just straight up said that. But okay, let's say you just heard that he had. He didn't just say it directly to you, but you've heard that he's cheated.
Like from someone else.
Yes, you've heard that he's cheated on basically every girl he's been with.
Yeah, I wouldn't be interested.
But a lot of what you see is like, say you did go on the date or whatever, and he was interested, and you kind of liked him, like, oh, okay, he's kind of cool. What a lot of times what ends up happening in these relationships is that people be feeling like, they kind of get lost and they be like, well, they would change for me. Like, they would change for me. And I can see where they would
DJ go wrong.
And women infamous for that too. Women are very infamous for that. But yeah, I do think, like I said, it's a mess up on his part. It's something he definitely gonna learn from.
She about to get all that child support.
Yeah, he's definitely he's gonna learn from it. But at the same time, she got him when he was young. Yeah. Fucked up, young man.
Yeah. Back to your point, though, about academics calling her a side chick.
Yes.
Also, okay, because I'm about to say, I just feel like, who is academics to talk to her like that? Just as a man who looks sloppy, who gets into beefs with every other rapper and their mama, who are you, who probably couldn't get a Brittany Renner if you wanted to say anything like that? That is the only thing I feel. Whether that be true, whether if her name out here is side chick or whatever, I don't think
he should have.
You as a man should have said that to her.
So could any man have said that to her?
No,
nobody. So
it made the story though.
What is? I mean,
and
of course, like
and that's why he did it.
It's entertainment.
But at the end of the day,
okay, so
get out of my vagina. I can fuck who I want to fuck and mind your business because I'm not fucking you. And I'm not like don't tell me what everybody out here is saying about me. Like who? Yeah. So
but at the same time, she kind of not that she glorifies side chickness.
Okay, I don't know anything about her side.
She don't
glorify it because she didn't know she was a side chick.
No. But it's not like she's
the book ain't called side chick.
She's not.
But it's about her having affairs with people's men.
She's not calling it side. She's not calling it a side chick. She's calling it just being free and just doing whatever I want to do or whatever like that. Blah blah blah. And he basically was saying like you're a side chick because everyone you've messed with, none of them have claimed you at all. None of them. He was like, you know why men don't claim girls, right? He was like, because we don't want it to get back to our actual girl, the girl we actually want. That's why they're not claiming you, because they don't want it to get to whoever they're actually pursuing or actually want or whatever like that.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I think men need to look in the mirror because that doesn't make me any shittier than you.
Yeah, and I agree with that. Where I was going with that is that I feel like, even though it is for entertainment, obviously, I feel like he felt even more comfortable saying that just because of how she, and still, it's still not fair, but because of how she has portrayed herself with like how to trap an NBA player, how to
and
do
I get
these
it.
things. It's kind of like
she dug a grave for herself.
He was basically like, this is what you are.
I get it, but I always walk a fine line of also stay out of women's business. Like, let her dig her own grave.
Hey.
He didn't have to bury her, and next thing you know, it's canceled Brittany Renner. She's America's side chick. Like, he didn't have to do that. And also, I had a really valid point that I just forgot.
It happens.
Wasn't that valid?
But it'll come back to me. But yeah.
All right.
Y'all know I'm the president of Stay Out of Women's Business.
I think it's just that simple.
Yeah, I don't know if you're the president, but we can move forward.
Just that simple.
Free PJ.
From what, child support?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got 18 years. 18 years. All right. So last thing on the list, we want to just hop into new music and talk about Summer Walker.
I was gonna say it's only one album to talk about.
All right, let's talk about it. So Summer Walker album. Did y'all listen to it?
25 times.
25 times.
Yeah, of course.
Damn.
No, I don't literally know if that's the exact number, but that's the only album that I've played since Friday.
Nah, I probably listened to it twice.
Oh no, I know words to songs.
I know words.
Dang.
I know the lyrics.
Dang.
Literally. Yeah. Initial reactions, thoughts, comments, concerns, reviews, critiques.
I didn't think she was gonna give us a 20 piece about London, but
Oh, I definitely did.
And then did he produce like half of the album?
He produced the first album. I don't think he had any production.
He didn't have no production on this one?
I don't think so. Yeah, this is the first album where she wasn't like consistently with one producer.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a Neptune song on there, or let me
Yeah,
just say
it was a Neptune.
Pharrell.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Neptune, but yeah, Pharrell. I'll start. I think the album is really, really good. I didn't expect anything less from Summer Walker. The only time I did expect something less is when she put out the single X for a Reason with JT, and I was like, if this is the way the album is going, I don't know about this. But X for a Reason actually growing on me, and the album doesn't sound like X for a Reason. Summer Walker has made a staple by addressing the nigga she's talking about name in the songs. That's a first.
I was shocked by that.
Several times.
Yeah. She said something like, London, you fucked that girl, or something like that. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, exact lyric is, London, did you screw that bitch?
Yeah.
For real.
Wow.
For real.
Wow.
Beep out the B word.
Wow.
She has talked about his baby mamas. She has a song called Fourth Baby Mama because she is the fourth one. She says the first one was a fuck up, the second one was nothing at all, the third one was a come up, and the fourth one was stupid for thinking you would treat me any different. She has a song that she talks about his mama, and she literally just goes in and says, first of all, you ain't shit and your mama ain't shit, because she never told you about yourself and how you treat women, and she won't ever, because she likes being lit, because you just buy her cars and houses and all that stuff, and she never has to check your accountability. I mean, the girl was hurt, and as a girl who can share in those feelings, I just was like, I mean, say the words that I can't say. She's a fantastic songwriter. That's what I got from this album. An amazing songwriter.
I ain't listened too deep. I only listened to it
you gotta
twice.
Listen with the lyrics.
I only listened to it twice, so I was just like, yeah, it's okay.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's amazing music.
No, it's definitely great. I actually just heard it for the first time over here. Still got a couple songs to get through, but no, it's definitely great. It sounds great, and I was listening to the lyrics too, which is why I was shocked immediately when she was name dropping his name and everything like that. So there, like Dom said, like you can definitely tell the her, and I also agree that she is a crazy talented songwriter. Extremely. Just the way she like. Even for me, like as a man, you know, I'm the president of Stay Out of Women's Business, but I was definitely like the way she put things into songs. It made you just feel it. I don't know, like I could feel
her hurt.
Yes, I could feel it.
Yeah.
I could feel it. Just the way that she put it in there, and like it was almost sometimes it felt like just like raw emotion, like just raw straight emotion, just boom you.
I'm going to lay it out all on the table. I am going to tell you exactly how I feel.
No crumbs was left.
I am not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell you how my friends in the industry feel. Shout out to Cardi B on the intro. I'm going to shit on your baby mamas because they ain't got no money. Like all these things. Like she literally laid it out on the table. And then not only was it just like putting all my business out there, but with amazing vocals and songwriting ability. Right. So it's I'm gonna say it's a classic album.
Yeah, it was dope. It was even dope, like with the features, with her putting a Scissor on the album, putting Ari on the album. That was dope to me because I was like, because you know those are three of the hottest in the game right now, right?
Amazing.
And you know, you put them on this album, which was full with all these emotions. So that was dope to me. Yeah,
It's crazy.
It was a good album.
Yeah, it's crazy because it was like I felt like I've had girls upset at me. I don't know if y'all know this about me. I don't know if y'all know this about me, but
I didn't realize.
I've had girls upset at me. And basically like she like basically channeled like that hurt energy that like I would think of like girls when they would be in this state. Like I was like, this is just irrational. Like it's just y'all just like feeling and you see red and it's just blah, and you going off on these things, you getting all your emotions out. And she just put all that into song form, and it was like Dom said.
You get your best music when you hurt.
Amazing. It
when
was
you're
really
going
amazing.
through something. I mean, you know, I always come back round to Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige, her best albums was after a breakup. So I mean, that's usually what you get because you're getting that raw emotion, true feeling in the song, writing and in the vocal portion of the song. So yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of women gonna be able to relate to this.
I believe they are. Yeah. I've seen nothing but Summer Walker quotes in Instagram story posts. She is number one.
Girls out here hurt. They ain't even in no relationship. Wasn't even in a relationship. And they hurt.
Yeah. She is knocked certified lover boy off of the number one spot.
Hey, shout out for that.
Top songs. Almost every song in her track list is in the top 25. It's a break with like Adele's song is number 5. So like 1 through 4 is Summer Walker. Adele 6 through 10 is like Summer Walker.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's
crazy. And I think the song's gonna stay up there for a while because, hey man, the women's is in there.
They are.
Man.
They hurt.
I saw like the weekend that it dropped. Like a lot of my friends they kept sending screenshots of that girl. They was like, "This Summer Walker," and like they just kept saying like randomly, like they'd be talking about something else, and they'd be like, "This Summer Walker got me in my feelings."
Boy, it was a long weekend for some folks.
Hey man, I know a lot of dudes just got random texts from thinking, "Oh girl,
nigga, you ain't shit."
Like, oh. Well.
Or the meme that was like, "Don't let Summer Walker talk you out of a Christmas gift." Yeah. And I was like, y'all weren't buying gifts anyways.
Right.
We weren't, but we're going to use that as an excuse now. We're going to use that as an excuse now. Like, Summer Walker had you acting crazy.
So, Nike, I have a question. Well, it's a question for all of us, but it's really Davell's question. We were in the car listening to Summer Walker. Mm-hmm. She has a song on there called Closure.
Okay.
And so, essentially, Davell just asks, like, why do girls need closure?
Always need closure.
So we can have an open discussion, but I would like to know what your point. What do you feel about that?
Why do girls need closure?
Do you feel like as a woman that you need closure, or have you had to have closure from certain situations?
I mean, certain situations I would say yes, and I think it just helps with the process of moving on, right? So you know, like, and for women, we just want to make sure. I think it's mainly us. We just want to make sure everything that we need to say is heard, and then, you know, answer the question. Like, you know, like just so I can close this door, close this chapter, and move on. Let me say speak my piece. You know, if I have a question for you, whatever you say, you answer it, and then I can move on freely. But when you don't have that closure, there's always gonna be something like in the back of your head, and be like, man, maybe I could have, or maybe we should have did this, you know, or something like that. You're always questioning it. I feel like as a female, we're always in our heads. So like when we don't have that closure, we just think like endless opportunities. Like we just it's just the open-ended world, right? So you just you carry over those characteristics to your next relationship, because you don't know if that was like a pain point in your previous relationship because you never got that closure. So I think you need that to move on and move forward.
I agree with you. But what does closure look like, and how long after? Because usually, say that a situation ends, and let's give it August, and then it's usually like October, November that the girl and the guy reconnect, and she's searching for closure like 3 months later. So, what does that closure look like? How does that come about? Why does that happen?
You saying so? Like why is it like late later versus like right when it happens? That's what you're saying?
Is that what I'm saying?
So you're saying like it's not timely, like you go home, you sit and think about it, and then you come back and want closure.
Yeah, and essentially I think it's because maybe the girl is trying to heal on her own, and then she realized that she is going through the motions and feeling all these reasons, but she still has voids and needs answers to things. So then she resurfaces, trying to find closure or trying to fix the situation.
And I think that's wise because as women we are always in our head. So you go back and you think about it, right? And you like, well, this nigga got me fucked up or something, whatever the case may be. So then you go back because you need the answer to like why this, why that, why this, why that, because you never get over it, right? But yeah, I guess from a guy's angle, that is kind of weird because, like, why wouldn't you just get that closure right then and right there? But, when we're full of emotion, right, you can't think clearly. You can't think straight. So it takes some time to after, you out of blackout mode because, you might want to throw some hands depending on how the relationship is ended, right? And you need that time to, like, okay, let me relax my mind. And when you come to, like, a calm state, then that's when, like, stuff, like, different events from your relationship or situations or whatever starts, like, flashing through your head. And you start thinking about this time and that time, and that's when you go back for the closure.
It's just processing time is what I think about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's the processing time.
Anytime a woman has told me she needed closure, I knew that she just wanted to fix it.
And I don't think that's always the case, though.
It's a option.
I think,
It's
and
like,
then it's
I'm going back in one more time to see what can happen, but if not, then that is the closure that I needed to know that this is the fun time.
because women kind of manipulative, a little bit. They be, y'all playing a little mind games and stuff like that.
We definitely do that.
And even with what you were just saying earlier, when you was the first question that Dom had asked you about just in general, and you said, let me see if I can close the door on this because why the door ain't already closed? Why it ain't already closed? So the fact that you need closure to close the door tells me that you don't. Well, obviously, I guess in this scenario, we saying I guess the guy broke things off. In this scenario, and okay,
it just depends on how it ended, right?
So if the girl, if the girl ever ends things, I'm assuming she doesn't need closure, right?
That might not necessarily be true.
Why would a girl that ended it need closure? But if it's
depends.
not for anything
it depends
bad,
on what ended
if it's
it.
not for like he cheated or nothing like that, just like she. Not like he cheated or nothing like that.
Just because she just
for
stopped
whatever
liking
reason,
that person.
For whatever
Let's just say she just stopped liking that person.
Okay, I think if you stop liking a person, there probably isn't any closure to be had.
That's the only time one woman's not gonna want closure.
Because I it's closed. Case
exactly.
So,
that's the only time when you for sure don't want like this person.
Right. However, I think darn, I just keep losing the thoughts.
It's all right.
So
let them use you.
So the person who likes the other person more, or I guess who got broke up with, the person who did not want things to end, they're the person that needs closure, I'm gonna assume.
Oh, that was my point. Or the other scenario of that is that the woman broke up with you, but only because she had no other choice to. Mm-hmm. And so the closure could be, let me make sure you're still that guy.
Okay, so that's if he did something negatively, like
if he did something negatively and she's had enough and she knows she needs to walk away from the situation, but she may not want to, like she loves you, whatever, and she knows in this moment I need to walk away from the situation,
or she just overreacted.
I think closure is just spinning the block.
See, I was just Dom, I was just about to say, is closure really about closing, or is it really just seeing if we can reopen this?
It's spin the block.
I don't know if
I think it's spinning the block.
I'm spin the block.
It's spinning the block.
It depends.
Closure is spinning the block, King. Be aware.
It depends. I think
spinning the block.
I think it depends on how the relationship ends. Because if it was like depending on it, like let's just say it was something silly, right? You hit another girl's butt. I don't know, just something silly, right? And then I broke up with you for that, I I might spin the block, but
Because you need closure.
yeah, I might spin the block. But like in the event that like you cheated or something like that, I break up with you. But then I'm like, like what made? But I might want to know like what made you cheat. Like what was it? Like in the point of our relationship that made you think like, hey, I'm gonna go cheat.
So why do you need to know that?
I don't know. I just need to know. Was my pussy wet?
Because see, look, see, and then see my mind. See where my mind goes with that is.
Oh man,
like,
wait, this is for
like
Patreon.
Yeah, because what my mind goes with that is like you need to know. Okay, why did you do these things? Was it something I could have done better? Was it something I could have did? See, that's where I would think their mind would go then. Because if he just says like, oh yeah, you didn't, I cheated because you didn't do this or whatever. Like he's like, what? So basically, I'm gonna say I'm about to make it. I'm gonna put it out there. So closure is spinning the block. Whether you a man or a woman.
I don't know.
Whether you're a man or a woman.
All right, we can say 75% spin the block, 25%.
95.
Men like to spin the block too.
Oh yeah, but
men will spin the block for sure.
Okay, but we don't call it closure. Oh, maybe we will.
Yeah, just spinning the block. Y'all not calling it closure.
Listen,
y'all spinning the block.
We'll call it whatever we need to call it. Whatever you need. If it closure's the word, we'll use closure. We'll drop some emoji eyes real quick. But
okay, here's an example of someone spinning the block. I had posted a meme, and it was like. It said something like, I didn't have boyfriends. You was just experiment number 14,681. And then this guy was like, what number was I?
yeah, hey.
He's like, wait.
Yeah, he's going down the window. Nike like, what number was I?
Oh, you outside?
Oh, yeah. Scoot over. I'm coming in. Scoot over.
The block.
Yeah, man, but yeah, I mean.
I would be like, I don't even know.
So.
I don't even know.
So, yeah, Kings, you heard it here first. If she ever needs closure, she's spinning the block. Facts.
I can't deny it. I'm a true writer.
Facts.
Nah, man. I'm just saying 25%. Nah.
Certified, say less fact.
Nah, don't be certifying it. We don't got all 4 approval stamps on that one.
Hey.
We don't got all 4 approval stamps, man.
Hey, y'all go get y'all closure.
We about to make a shirt and it's gonna have closures equals spin the block.
like with the definition.
Yeah.
Need that.
Or you got the like
I need that shirt. Actually, I need that
cancel
shirt.
Like the cancel around closure. Spin the block.
No, yeah, I need that.
All right, man. So we gonna hop into say let's play this.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Anybody have?
It actually while we was out, it was a lot of good music that dropped though.
Yeah.
But we ain't gotta talk about that today.
Yeah. A little bit of we could just drop some like Wale, Maxo Cream.
Yep.
That's all I had right there in front of me.
Okay,
Young
cool.
Thug.
Shout out for Lauren.
Yeah, Lauren was a good album. He made Tiffany Nikes because of me. You know that? He dropped that good song for me. Yeah. No, actually, that album was a very good album. It was pretty much a sample on every album. I mean, every song on the album, and it was like my favorite samples.
And you know what's interesting? Joe Budden said, I was watching one of his podcasts and he was talking about that, and he said he didn't like it because it sounded like a mixtape.
It did.
And look, and I'm glad you said that. It did. And for me, yeah, that's why I liked it. I liked it.
Play more about nothing.
That's why I liked it.
Play more about nothing, nigga.
That's why I liked it.
That's why I liked it.
Yep.
Mixtapes.
It's nostalgic. It's nostalgic for us. But yeah, they had some of my favorite reggae samples on there. Had some of my favorite Faith Evans songs and samples. It was a lot of samples on there. Come on.
I'm gonna play a Summer Walker song.
Of course.
Why not? But which one am I going to choose is the question.
I'm about to say while you think on that, you want me to do mine?
Yes, go
Okay.
ahead.
But I need your phone.
Oh, okay. Here you go.
Can think about it. I don't have my phone, so I can't really tell what came out. You know what? I'm gonna do this. All right, so my say let's play this is going to be an artist, pretty much family to the podcast by the name of Jason Jabbar, aka Protege. His album Dope Boy Diary just dropped. His EP just dropped. I'm torn. Do I want to do this? This is
Shout out.
I'm gonna do this one. It's called Out of the Game.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, that don't sound like it's belong on a show. Ending credits or something of
Definitely.
a Dope Boy show.
Hey,
So
he was riding.
yeah,
He was riding that beat.
yeah.
For sure.
Production on that is crazy, by the way. He got a few samples on there that's dope.
Okay. Summer Walker. I'm gonna play Reciprocate.
Hey, some more.
That's
talented,
Reciprocate. Yeah.
Talented.
Them runs on them songs. So effortless.
You know,
What you got?
I'm gonna go with a Wale song actually.
Yes, sir.
But I'm not gonna do Tiffany Nikes, even though that song is fire. Fire. I'm actually gonna do New Balance is the first song on there because Wale was fucking spitting on this shit. I'm telling you, spitting, especially that second verse. But yeah, that's New Balances. Shout out that nigga Wale, man.
You know what? Music be sounding better in the headphones.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, of course.
They be sounding way better in the
Way
headphones.
better.
I don't know what it is, but that should be just sounding so good. So good. So crazy. So crazy. All right. Well, is that the end?
It is. It was a great pod, though.
It was, man.
Good topics, you know?
Yeah. So, I mean, shout out to Peanut.
Shout out to Peanut.
I hope we held you down, brother.
Yes,
See you
sir.
guys
Yes, sir.
next week.
Yeah. So, if nothing else, we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up of episode 61 of the Say Less Pod. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our Patreon. It's only $1. Just $1, you know. We're gonna start being more active on Patreon, giving you that content that you want to hear, that exclusive, raw, and uncut content on Patreon. Make sure you follow us on social media. That's at The Say Less Pod. That's at The Say Less Pod, and that's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We gotta get our YouTube numbers up, man. Y'all been killing the streams lately for sure. But we need to reciprocate that love to YouTube. So get us to 100 subscribers on YouTube. All right. If you have any questions or were you ready to say? Oh, I thought you was getting ready.
I got it.
If you have any questions or feedback about the show, feel free to DM or email us at
saylesspodcast4@gmail.com. saylesspodcast4@gmail.com.
Hey,
Proud.
Hey, Peanut would be proud of you.
Listen,
You came in and DJ today, doing the outro.
it's crazy over here.
Hey, Say Less Podcast. We out.